Hi everyone, my name is Luke Rodriguez, and today I'll be answering my Spma 2P65 Sport Marketing Take-Home Test. I'll be walking through each question clearly and concisely using examples from the Niagara region and wider sport industry. Let's get into it. Question 1. External environmental forces in Niagara sport. When we talk about external environmental forces in sport marketing, we're referring to uncontrollable factors that impact how sport organizations can operate day to day. These include economic, social, technological, political, legal, and cultural forces that all bind together. In the Niagara region, these forces are easy to see. For example, the Niagara Ice Dogs and the Niagara River Lions both compete in markets where disposable income and competition for entertainment dollars are major economic influences. When local families face inflation or higher living costs, attendance and merchandise sales can drop. On the technological side, streaming platforms and OTT services have changed how fans consume games. We see the River Lions live stream their games now on their own service, which helps expand their audience beyond the local arena. Social and cultural factors are also important. Niagara has a strong youth soccer and hockey culture. I've seen it myself working with Club Roma. They have their own community identity and it plays a huge role. Fans don't just attend games for entertainment, they attend it to feel part of the community. And finally, the political and regulatory environment also affects sport here. Local funding decisions for facilities or law affecting field access can determine how an organization can thrive or struggle. If an organization has the correct facilities, that organization will thrive. Question 2. Levels of fan identification. Fan identification can refer to how strongly a fan connects with the team. Personally, I'm heavily connected with the soccer teams I follow: TFC, Porto, Manchester United, and you see a lot of fans are emotionally and physically connected with their teams. But there are three main levels: low, medium, and high identification. Low identification fans are casual spectators, just people who will attend a game or two if someone invites them, but they don't care too much. Then you look at medium identification fans who are more engaged. They'll check scores, wear team apparel, and follow the team on social media. And then when you decide to look at high identification fans, they live and breathe the team. Their identity is tied to the team's success, and they'll support them even during the tough seasons. Great example is the Leafs. Haven't won a cup since '67, and people still go every single game. Closer to home, the River Lions have worked to build that identification through community events, youth programs, and player appearance that makes the team feel personal to the region. By building identification, sport marketers reduce price sensitivity and increase long-term loyalty. Look at the Packers. Every single year they sell out. And this is because it sells a sense of fan belonging. Alright, let's take a look at how sports differ from other forms of entertainment. For example, movies, the theater, or concerts. At first glance, they seem pretty similar. They all engage us, they provide excitement, and they let us escape from our daily routines. But sports, they have a few key things that set them apart from those other industries. The first thing is the uncertainty and the unpredictability. When you watch a movie, the plot is written. You know the story exists, you follow a script. In sports, anything can happen. As much as some people say the sport will follow a script, you can't predict a last minute goal, a buzzer beater shot, or an unpredicted injury that changes the outcome. And fans experience the suspense live. The second thing is social connection. I've never seen a closer social connection than the World Cup that I've been to. Whether it's fans halfway across the world or fans at the River Lions game at Niagara, when you're watching the Blue Jays game to watching the Leafs, that shared experience, the cheering, the collective disappointment, the joy is something I just get so passionate about, and it's something you can't replace. The third thing is community identity and pride. I wear my team with pride. I wear my scarf. I wear everything. I support the logo, and that's where a lot of teams will make their money. And part of that community is being something bigger than yourself and supporting that team. And lastly is physicality and athleticism. Even if you're just watching sports, sports showcase real human performance in other ways entertainment forms don't. You're seeing skill, strategy, and raw athletic ability all unfold right in front of you. So while movies and concerts can entertain you, sports engages you on multiple levels, emotionally, socially, and physically, which really does make them a unique form of entertainment. Next up, let's dive into SWOT analysis, which is a core tool in sport marketing. SWOT stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. It's a way for sport organizations to take a clear look at both their internal capabilities and the external environment to make strategic decisions. Strengths and weaknesses are internal things. Strengths are what a team or league does well. Maybe it's a talented roster, loyal fan base, or a strong brand presence. Now, when you look at weaknesses, they're internal challenges. Maybe an aging player, limited resources, or an inconsistent performance from a player. Opportunities and threats are external. Opportunities are things that happen outside the organization that it can capture on or capitalize on, like growing local interest in basketball, new media partnerships, or emerging sponsorship deals. Threats are external risks, such as increased competition, economic downturns, even bad publicity. Some organizations take back all publicity as good publicity, but that's not the case. When we apply this to the Toronto Blue Jays as they move into the postseason, the Jays have a passionate fan base across Ontario, media coverage across the country. Top tier talent like Vladdy Guerrero and Bo Bichette, which gives them the competitive credibility. Their home venue, the Rogers Centre, is a highly sought after arena and it provides great accessibility and a recognizable brand identity. The weakness is injuries. Baseball, it's a long season, and consistency has been a challenge in past seasons. Ticket pricing, scheduling conflicts could also impact attendance with younger fans balancing school or work. Now, opportunities, expanding fan engagement through digital platforms like social media services, and then you can sponsorship growth with community programs in Niagara and the GTA. Threats, competing sport in Ontario, economic pressures that affect dissectionary spending, and potential player trades that upset fan loyalty. So a well-executed SWOT analysis gives the Blue Jays insight on how to maximize their strengths and opportunities. Now let's talk about what makes sports so unique compared to other industries, which is really fascinating when you think about it. When you look at it, there are five key traits, and each one really sets sport apart. First one is sport is inherently unpredictable. Unlike a movie or a concert said before, you know exactly what you're in for. You can never predict what's going to go on in a sport. No one expected the Raptors to beat the Golden State Warriors in 2019. No one expected Kawhi to hit that shot. People keep coming back. Second thing, sport is perishable. Game can happen once. You know, as much as you can watch that back, that moment, that game-winning shot, that's one thing that you can watch once and never again. This is why ticket sales and attendance are so crucial for revenue, and why teams like the Niagara Ice Dogs have to create strong incentives to get the fans in the seats. The third thing is sport is socially consumed. Fans experience sport collectively. It's about the shared emotion, cheering together, celebrating victories, even laminating losses. When you go to a Leafs game, they're strugglers struggling to put true fans in the seats and remove people who don't bring emotions. Watching a game at home is great, but being in that stadium is something you can't compare with thousands of fans cheering for the same thing. Fourth is that sport is deeply rooted in emotion and identity. Fans don't just like a team, they live, breathe, and love that team. It is who they are, it's what they identify with. Supporting a local team like Niagara United or the Niagara Ice Dogs can create a lifelong bond that shapes how people experience their community. And finally, sport is also unpredictable in a commercial aspect. Merchandise sales, sponsorship deals, and media rights can fluctuate wildly depending on team performance, star players, or even random social media trends. There was a random trend on Jeff Teague and his jersey sales went up the roof. Nobody expected that. But these five traits make sport marketing a challenge and an opportunity at the same time. Understanding these unique characteristics is what allows sport marketers to craft strategies and truly connect with the fans and communities. Next, let's take a look at how sports evolved when it comes to engaging female markets, moving well beyond the old pink it and shrink it approach. Now, this phrase refers to how teams used to simply make smaller pink versions of equipment or merchandise for women without really thinking about their needs or preferences. Obviously, this really didn't satisfy female fans, and nobody bought it, and left a large portion of the market underserved. Today's sport organizations are taking a much more international and strategic approach. They understand that women are not just a niche audience, they are a large, growing audience and a major segment of the fans. Teams are creating products, services, and experience that truly reflect female interests. For example, the NBA has worked to feature female athletes, host women focused fan events, and design merchandise that resonates beyond just color or size. Similarly, local organizations like the Ice Dogs or youth soccer clubs are improving facilities, scheduling programs, and promotions that appeal to female fans and families. But there's still room to grow. Sport teams can further enhance the experience by designing seating and amenities and fan engagement strategies with women in mind. This could include better access to safe and comfortable stadium spaces with women specific promotions, or even leadership opportunities in fan clubs and community programs by listening to female fans and creating mindful experiences. Sport marketers can build loyal, long term engagements and unlock segments that have been historically overlooked. In short, sport marketing today recognizes that women aren't just an afterthought. They are key stakeholders whose needs drive innovation and growth in the industry. Now let's dive into market segmentation, which is one of the most powerful tools in sport marketing. The idea is simple. Instead of treating all fans the same, we break them down into segments. Groups of consumers with similar characteristics so we can market them more efficiently and effectively. First thing we do is we have demographic segmentation, which is based on measurable factors like age, gender, income, education, and occupation. For example, a professional hockey team might target younger adults aged 18 to 34 for a higher energy game day, while also creating family packages for parents with kids. In Niagara, local soccer clubs might focus on youth player programs while targeting adults fans for attendance at matches. The next thing you want to look at is geographic segmentation, which focuses on location. Teams can market to feather depending on whether fans are local, regional, or international. You get two ends of the spectrum. You look at the Raptors, who look off to market to all of Canada, and then you look at the Golden State Warriors, who market on a larger revenue to just SoCal, which has a lot of money. Then we have psychographic segmentation, which considers lifestyle values and personality traits. This is when values and lifestyles come into play. For example, a team might target highly competitive sport enthusiasts with exclusive behind the scenes access, while casual fans are just offered family friendly events or social gatherings. Finally, there's behavioral segmentation, which looks at how people interact with sports, their consumption habits, loyalty, or level of involvement. For example, season ticket holders may receive special rewards and VIP access, while first time attendees are targeted with introductory offers or promotional events. All these segments are evaluated to see if they are sizable, reachable, measurable, and demonstrate behavioral variation. The ultimate goal is to pick the segments that offer the best return on investment, ensuring that marketing efforts are efficient and effective. By understanding who your fans are and what they want and how they behave, sport organizations can create experiences that truly resonate and keep fans coming back year after year. One of the biggest reasons fans attend games is for diversion from everyday life. That escape from stress, work, and that routine. To turn on the TV, or maybe even go to a game and watch some sports. Sport gives people a place to feel excitement, connection, and emotion all at once. For fans in Niagara or Toronto, it's not just about the game, it's about the experience. The Toronto Raptors have really learned into this idea. They've built game nights that feel like full scale events, live DJs, interactive halftime shows, and social media engagement that keeps fans involved even at home. By turning each game into a break from everyday life, what the Raptors do is they sell more than basketball. They're selling an emotional escape for fans, and that sense of belonging and excitement is what keeps the fans coming back season after season.